Hello there and welcome back to another video. I have a new microphone, so I'm going to use it. Going back to GPU shortages and chip shortages and things like that have been happening around the world. The news of Intel throwing their hat into the ranks here with a new graphics card primed and ready to launch, despite not having enough silicon in the world at the moment. But anyway, regardless of that, I thought we'd turn the clock back to 1998 and have a look at this. Something you can get your hands on right now, the Intel i740 AGP graphics card. And it was released around 1998. So what I thought I'd do is I've got this computer in the background here. It's period correct, of course. We thought we'd have a look and compare it to what I've got in there already. Alrighty, just having a quick gander at the Wikipedia page. It was released sometime around 1998. Intel purchased chips and technologies for their video chip division, and the card had roughly 2 to 8 megabytes of video memory depending on the model. It's pretty average about then. And it used the new AGP socket, which is pretty new and schwanky, but sadly was still slow due to the memory on board. Interestingly enough, looking at some of the catalogs back in the day, Alienware here used it as a 2D video card due to probably the cost, and compared it with a Voodoo 2, which of course will be PCI. And it looks like the direct competitor, if you're using the card as a standalone product, was the Riva 128. Not a hugely powerful card, obviously better offerings out there. But anyway, here's a quick little video on the product itself.
Which does more than draw in 3 dimensions.
The Intel 740 is a single chip that integrates leading-edge 3D performance, very high performance 2D, and a video engine into a single device.
There's a link to that video in the description to the YouTube clip there, but here are my specs. It's pretty normal. Apart from the CPU, it's a little bit more fancy or swanky than what you got at the time, but I've got the GeForce 2 MX200 there, all linked, of course, via the very lovely and very desirable Intel 440BX chipset. A very good chipset actually if you're building a retro computer. So yeah, I'm just going to remove the card that I'm currently using. It's just this sort of generic-y looking thing. And yeah, fitting the new card is, well, very easy. You just put it in and install some drivers. While I'm farting around with that, I'm going to run a couple of games. The first one being Quake 2, then Half-Life Uplink. It's like a little pre-released mod. Need for Speed 2, Croc 2, and Driver. Basically games that don't need a whole lot of video memory to run because this card only has 8 megabytes as opposed to the 32 I've got already.
HEV Mark IV protective system for use in hazardous environment conditions.
Open up the reactor complex so we can get down to safety.
I'm sorry, but those doors will not open until we send the all clear.
So send it already.
I would love to, but the aerial bombardment has made a wreck of my transmitter.
Okay, I'll stay here and guard this area. Glad I got this old sidearm on me, aren't you? To get my hands on down to safety.
I'm sorry, but those doors will not open until we send the all clear.
So send it already.
I would love to, but the aerial bombardment has made a wreck of my transmitter. The cables are severed. We'd have to aim it by hand. And I'm getting high radiation levels in the transmitter dome. Nobody but a fool would go in there.
What about this guy?
Three, two, one, go! 3, 2, 1, go! Three, two, one, go!
It's quite interesting actually running that in software mode. It's actually faster than running it on the Intel i740 video card there. So yeah, sometimes software rendering is better, although you do lose out on some nice textures. although the frame rate seems alright, I think the lack of video memory on the card caused a few issues here, so it didn't work out quite as well. So also I wanted to just do a quick DOS test, mainly because my existing card was, you know, it did the job and it actually seemed to work in every game that I've tried so far at it. And some of these Apogee games are actually really good for testing some of that compatibility, because you often get like this sort of like jarring effect as you're scrolling along the game. So I was really happy to see that that wasn't the case here, which means, you know, if you were to use this as a 2D video card and pair it with a Voodoo, then, you know, it seems to actually have some sort of compatibility, which is nice. So, yeah, always a good option. Apart from, you know, S3 makes video cards that are AGP as well, so they might still be a better choice in terms of compatibility. Well, now it's sort of time to summarize what my thoughts are on the card itself. It's kind of a mixed bag, or a mixed product, really. I mean, it's better than nothing. Some of the integrated graphics I've had in computers over the years are definitely worse than this. I mean, this has AGP and texturing and things like that. So, you know, if you haven't got anything, it's definitely better than nothing. It's kind of a funny product because it's the second-hand prices, which you'll see here, are definitely not cheap. I mean, it's no meatball meaty boy there in terms of price, unlike you can get S3 AGP cards for like, oh, I'm looking here, it's like $30, $40, and there's lots of them. I mean, sure, they don't have all that video memory, but, you know, 4 megabytes on average. But I mean, when you're pairing it with a Voodoo or something and you just want it for its 2D capabilities, yeah, definitely something like this or one of those other cards might not be a bad option. But yeah, it's kind of funny, and definitely enjoyed having a look back at it. It's not a very common card for sure, and I can see why. Hyped up and all of that, but yeah. Well, anyway, that wraps up this one. It was a fun look back, as I said, and yeah, I hope you guys found it interesting and something a little bit peculiar in these times. But yeah, I've got a heap of other projects and things lined up, so stay tuned for more things to come, because yeah, I've got a bit of a backlog. Anyway, don't forget to do all the YouTubey things, blah 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 blah, all that. And anyway, stay safe and stay sane, and catch everyone soon. Alrighty, bye for now.